Morning, 0p here. Yesterday my son come down and he said that he'd broken his belt, you see, and I was just about to throw it away when I had a little bit of a moment, and I looked at it and I've done a burn test on this at the end there, and it burns exactly the same. There's no plastic in it or anything, or nylon, anything like that, as wicking does, because I've got a wick in there like I use for testing, and I've tested it, and this smouldered exactly the same way and smelt exactly the same as well. The choice is black, but that doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to cut this to size and wick that up with it, because this is the one I use for testing wicks anyway. So I'm going to test it in there and see whether it works. If it does, I've got quite a lot of wicking for absolutely nothing. So we'll see if it works. If it works, I think it'll be worth looking in your wardrobe. Right, I've put that in there. It looks like the carbon felt that they all use, but it's not. It's felt. I haven't tested the burn yet, but I will. But there was a problem, as you can see on this belt. There's piping either side, and to get it into there to fit properly, it's very tight. There's the piping inside, like it's a little sewn mark, and this string is inside it. You can just put that on your teeth and pull it out, and it comes out in a long length, which is alright. So, and then that goes flat then and fits in there very snugly along the top. So now I'm going to take that and light it, basically, see how it goes, see what kind of burn you get, because I know I think the dye that's on here is an azo dye, so shouldn't have any effect on the burn of the actual stove. So I'm going to take it away and have a look. Right, in front is the wick, and you can see that if I put my finger on there, I've got a wet mark that comes onto my finger, which I know that is absorbed the stuff. Not sure how it's there. Anyway, this has been soaking for exactly a minute. It's going to end up about 1 minute 30 seconds by the time I've lighted it, but you can see that it's well wet now. Now I'm about to light it and see how it goes. And as you can see, it's going all the way around. Now I expect it to burn a little yellow because there are dyes in the belt, but I don't really think that that's going to matter. And it's burning kind of cool. Yeah. So you see it's climbing all the way around the back, and it will start to really go up. And if I leave the kettle off it, the top of that is going to glow. That's how hot it gets. So I'm going to put that on there, and I'm going to film underneath, and you can see that right across the bottom of the kettle. But I'm pleased with it, and I do think that whatever that yellowing is just because the belt has dyes in it, but I'm well happy with that. Well, as you can see, it's boiling away, and it's been about 5 minutes exactly, and that's a full kettle of water, not half a kettle. And I'm about to make myself a rather large cup of coffee. I think I might as well be greedy. And as you can see, that burns so well. Now I'm going to snuff it, and the reason I'm going to do that, I'll explain in a minute, is you can see that there is still a lot of fuel in there. I'll move it so it gives a move. There's about a 1/4 inch of fuel in there, and the reason I put a lot of fuel in there is because I don't want this to run all the way down, because if it does, using this material, it will burn. And I've done tests with the original one that I made, literally trying to destroy the wick, and it's quite difficult, but if you do the wrong thing and run it all the way out, it starts to burn the wick. And the reason I did test was because I remembered my old man saying that if you let your paraffin heater run right the way out, it destroys the wick. And to tell you the truth, he's right, it does. It goes all black. There's no good saying it goes black because it's still really black, but it goes black and charred, and it's not good. Now, using this belt material, also make sure that you use one that's absolutely pure, like material, cotton or wool or whatever it is, because if you don't, and it's got nylon in it or any kind of plastic, if you decide to use nail varnish remover in it, you're going to end up with a mess. So make sure that it's pure. Well, I don't know what they're using this, whether it's linen or it looks exactly the same as the wicking material, and I did a little burn test on it and it just smouldered, so I'm quite happy. And as you can see, it burns really well. So if you have got one of these old linen belts around, use it, because it works really well. And that gave me just under a 5-minute boil. And I'm going to take the lid off of this kettle and show you that there is still water in there. Right, quite a lot of water in there. There's over a 1.5 cups of water in there, and there's a 1.5 cups, an ordinary 1.5 cups of coffee there. So all in all, these stoves work so well. They really do. As I said before, brilliant design. Yeah, that's all I can say, really. Brilliant. I was watching Silver, and he's in Ireland, and he got in touch with me and said that he was going to get some wicking off of the net, and I was really surprised. And to see last night that he'd actually made a fancy feast stove out of the cat food tins and stuff, and it was working. And he used nail varnish remover, and it was working well. I was impressed. But these are a bit bigger, but you can use a frying pan on these as well, and they burn for a long time. As I say, I don't let them burn out, so I'm not going to do a burnout test because it ruins the wicks. But yeah, don't let these burn out, because if you let them burn out, it does destroy the wick, because I've done tests on it. That's the ordinary built for purpose wicks that you get for paraffin heaters. They destroy themselves when they are allowed to run down and run out. They just turn to charcoal on the top. So that's it. I know I've made a lot of videos about this, but I want to get it right, and so that if people do make them, they've got the whole spiel. So, and different wicks is a you know, a must really, because a lot of us, myself included, can't afford to go out every time and pay like £4 a time for the wicks, and it puts the price of these up. You know, I paid £1.50 for my first one of these. They've now gone up to £3. So, but the whole lot, all in all, has cost me £3, because the wicking inside is no more. Normal, if you use the right, well, not the right, but the proper wicking from the lamps, the cost comes up to about a £5. Or a Trangia is 12 quid, to 12 to 15 quid. I've seen them, depending on where you go. But in Go Outdoors they were doing a special on them and they were a tenner, but that's the cheapest I've ever seen them. But this undercuts that. A little bit of time, some depth work with your Dremel, and away you go. And there it is. Another thing I'd like to mention about this as well, because of pouring this back in the bottle, this is indoors and this is cold to the touch now. It's not even warm, it's actually cold to the touch. The stuff inside is cold, but there's alcohol anyway. But that is quite safe to pour back into the bottle, and it's been less than 5 minutes. You can see I've still got my coffee. So that's what I have to say about this. I'm going to pour it back in the bottle. It saves it, but do not let it burn down. You know, you can go down burn down a lot further than I have with this, because there's still over half an inch of alcohol left in there. But I put about an inch in, just up to where you can see that silver line inside, and burn it down from there. Yeah. So 0 pence. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.